For breakfast, I wanted something quick and simple but also high in protein to keep me nice and full, so I decided to make a Greek yogurt bowl. I love Greek yogurt as you get 10 grams of protein per 100 grams and I usually have around 250 grams, so that's perfect as a high protein breakfast option for me. For sweetness, I'm also using some fruit. I'm doing banana and apple today, but if you like yours sweeter, you can also add maple syrup, honey or your favorite jam. For carbs, I'm adding 45 grams of muesli, and that's my quick and easy breakfast sorted. Good morning, it's Monday, a new week, is the 2nd of December. I'm really enjoying my advent calendar this year because usually I would be late to the party and realize I haven't had an advent calendar way into this December. So I'm very happy that I'm very organized and have my advent calendar. I started it yesterday. Yesterday's tea was, how pretty is this by the way? I got it, I think back in November or October. I got it pretty early, so I'm very proud of myself. Yeah, yesterday's tea was Christmas tea, so I think I might have that a bit later. Let me know what kind of advent calendar you got for this year. I thought tea advent calendar is so great because I just love tea. And also, I don't want to have chocolate. I mean, I could have chocolate every day, but like if I want chocolate, I can have it anyway. So I asked you guys what kind of videos you would like to see next. And the majority of you said a budget video. So today we're doing a budget what I eat in a day. We're starting the day with some Greek yogurt and muesli because that's what I was craving. And also I had a bit of I don't want to say a wobble over the weekend. I was just craving some wine and some pizza, so I allowed myself to have that. And generally I feel like if I'm craving it, I just allow myself to have it. I have stayed on plan for a month and not have anything outside the plan and always stuck to my sins. And I just thought if I want it, I might as well have it and not worry about it because I don't think it's worth obsessing over it. If I want pizza or wine or cheese and whatever I want, I just have it and then move on. So today we're back on plan. I don't even see it as back on plan and off plan. I just see it as life. But anyways, I could talk about this all day long. So yeah, let's have some breakfast. I have to take Elsie for a walk and then make lunch. I'm making a lentil soup today. I thought that would be good and budget friendly. And let's get started. Good English. Oh, very good English breakfast. I'm happy. I've already had two already, but I think this one's a bit stronger. I prefer it. I've just been loving apples, and I think if you get organic apples, I know they're a bit more expensive, but to me it's worth it. Some things you can't really taste the difference, but I feel like with apples you can really taste the difference when they're organic. So if you do have the budget, definitely recommend organic, but I will have the prices for organic and non-organic. Lunchtime, and we're making a traditional Greek lentil soup, so I began by adding some lentils to soak while I prep the rest of my ingredients. Once I chopped my onions and carrots, I put my saucepan on the hob and added some fry light. I added the veggies to saute for a few minutes and season with salt and pepper. I also added a bit of olive oil as I love the flavor it gives. And once my lentils had been soaking for about 20 to 30 minutes, I added them in the pan and then added the rest of the ingredients, so a bay leaf, passata and a veggie stock cube.
I also realized I forgot to add the garlic, so I pressed a couple garlic cloves straight into the soup. I gave everything a mix and let it simmer until the lentils were cooked through. And once it was time to eat, I served myself some and topped with some red wine vinegar and had some feta as my healthy extra A.
We got lentil soup for lunch, and I haven't made this in so long and it looks amazing, so I can't wait. Don't want to burn myself. So good. This feels so wholesome and so warming. I love it. And as you saw, I put some red wine vinegar because that's how we serve it in Greece, but feel free to skip it if you don't like it. And I also have 45 grams of feta because lentil soup and feta is just so good. The perfect winter soup. I'm gonna go enjoy and then I'll see you for dessert.
For my dessert, I'm making risogalo, aka rice pudding, as it's the perfect warming dessert for the winter months. To make it, I'm following the instructions of the back of the packet, so once I rinsed my pudding rice, I placed it in a pan with skimmed milk and a bit of salt. I then added 10 grams of butter, and I was so proud of myself that I managed to cut exactly 10 grams of butter, and I added it in with the milk and rice. I stirred it in, but then I noticed that the rice was stuck at the bottom of the pan, so I tried to salvage my rice pudding by changing the pan, but to be honest, it was too late and I could smell burnt milk, so I didn't think this was salvageable, so we're scrapping that and starting over. And since that was my last bit of pudding rice, I'm now using risotto rice, and I'll be using my pressure cooker as I was scared I would burn it again if I tried on the pan. So I just added my risotto rice, some skimmed milk, plus some water as I didn't have enough milk anymore, some cinnamon and some Greek honey. I then put it on pressure cook for 5 minutes, but noticed it was still a bit too watery, so I put it on slow cook for about half an hour after. And now we're finally ready to serve, so I added a few spoonfuls of the rice pudding and topping with some cinnamon and then some maple syrup.
My rice pudding is ready. I had a little bite and I thought it lacked a bit of sweetness, so I added a bit of maple syrup because I thought it would give it a nice flavor. So let's try it with the maple syrup. Oh, it's so good. The maple syrup is actually quite low in sins. Let me check. It's either 1 or 2, and it's probably 2 sins per teaspoon. Oh, even less. 1 level teaspoon is half a sin, so that's amazing. Sad I don't have any more because I feel like I could have another bowl of this with another teaspoon of maple syrup. It just gives it such a nice flavor and the perfect amount of sweetness for me. And I'm very happy that I used the arborio rice because, as you saw, I messed up the original and I was very close to just giving up and not trying to make it again. But it actually worked so well with the arborio rice. So if you don't have pudding rice, just use your risotto rice. So good. Gonna go enjoy. And I thought it was gonna make 4 portions, but I think it made like either 6 or 8. It's made so much. So definitely a good budget recipe. So yeah, I'm happy.
And then dinner time, you know I want something simple and quick, so I'm making a rice and egg bowl that comes together in 10 minutes or less. To make it, I simply chop some spring onions and cook some basmati rice. And for my protein, I'll be using eggs as they're very affordable and quick to prepare, so perfect for a busy weekday dinner. I'm doing fried here with some fry light, but you can also do scrambled, poached or even boiled. And then to serve, I'm adding some rocket to my bowl and then topping with the rice, my eggs and finishing off with a sprinkle of spring onions. And all these prices I've added today, I have calculated based on Tesco prices, as that's where I usually shop, but this might change based on where you live and where you shop. And if you're more on a budget, you can try supermarkets like Lidl or Aldi, as they offer even cheaper ingredients.
It's 6 o'clock and I'm ready for dinner, and I can't wait to tuck into this. And the spring onions on this dish just make it so good. Definitely don't skip them, unless you hate them, of course, but I feel like the spring onions just transform this dish into something so delicious. So good. It's very simple, but I just love it. And I feel like I haven't had that many since today. I'll double check. I think I'll have some room for some popcorn and chocolate after lunch.